What's up guys, my name is Ace, and welcome back to Try This Out. This is a series that I do every now and then, every once in a while when I find a really interesting class like this. And what I basically do is share a class that's really underrated, you don't see too often, that is fun to use, as well as still being relatively effective. Now these are never going to be like the top MLG classes, these aren't the best classes to do as well as possible with. These are just a really fun class that a lot of people haven't really considered or tried out yet. And today, we're looking at a dual-wield RK5 class. And first off, I'm going to show you the core of the class, like this is what really makes the class, and you can add on whatever you want from this point here. You'll notice I'm using 6 out of the 10 perk points, so fill up everything else the way you want it, but this is what's really necessary in my mind for this class. So we've got dual-wield RK5, we've got a concussion as a tactical grenade, that helps you close that distance when you run into people that are at a longer range, because you do have to get really up close and personal with this, you pretty much have to treat them like shotguns. And then you'll also notice we have fast hands and scavenger. Now a lot of people are probably wondering, why are you using fast hands and not gung ho? Simple reason for this is with the RK5 dual wield, gung ho doesn't reduce your sprint out time at all. Only fast hands will do that for the dual wield RK5. Therefore, as you're sprinting, there is still a 200 millisecond delay between when you pull the trigger and when the gun will actually go off when using gung ho. With fast hands, you cut that time in half, meaning when you pull that trigger, your gun fires almost instantly, and therefore I find it's much more effective at winning those gunfights when you run into a guy as you're sprinting. Also, with this particular class, I feel like you don't really need to be firing while sprinting very often. Most of the time, you're getting up into those close quarter situations already, and there's not really any room to sprint because you're just so close to your enemy already. So that's why I would say gung ho is definitely not required on this class. If you want to pop it on there, go for it. You've got those extra points, but fast hands is really what's important here. Also, scavenger, obviously quite important for any pistol only class. You're going to run out of ammo very quickly if you don't have scavenger, and it's also great for the pieces of equipment that you'll be using. For those that are interested, this is the exact class that I was using in this gameplay, so I filled it out with a combat axe just for fun. I find the combat axe to be a ton of fun to use. Very, very rewarding when you get a kill with a combat axe, but obviously not the most effective lethal. And I also popped on an extra concussion grenade, which is great. I've got flak jacket just because I love having flak jacket on. I wouldn't call it a crutch perk for me, but I just like having it and not really having to worry about explosives too often. You might want to swap this out for like Ghost or something, depending on the game mode you're playing, because you are going to be flanking around a lot and rushing around quite a bit. And then also I threw awareness on there. Now I could have swapped that out for tac mask, just as easily, but I kind of like having awareness, especially while I'm rushing around. I like getting those extra sound cues to help me make decisions on the fly. So there we have it. I'd highly recommend giving this class a go. You can mix up some of the perks and stuff, just keep that core class the way it is. Basically get up close and personal. Like I said, treat it pretty much like a shotgun, and if you do, you will be killing a lot of people very, very quickly. This actually beats out breccies and haymakers very, very easily up close. It only really is beat by marshals and the KRM when you're really up close and personal, assuming you guys are reacting at the same time and everything. And I don't see a lot of people using it, so give it a go and hopefully it'll work for you. I'd love to hear in the comments section below if you have any other classes that are really strange classes. I'm not looking for the standard SMG assault rifle sort of class. I'm looking more so for classes that you don't see used very often, that you find are really fun to use and also relatively effective to use. If you have a class like that, let me know in the comments section below and I just might include it in a future episode. If you enjoyed the video, a like rating is always appreciated, and don't forget to subscribe for more if you haven't already. I'll talk to you guys next time.